what it means to be Obunga. Are we really live? We are live, right? We are just thinking whether we are live or not. But I don't see us live, but I think we are going to be live in a bit. Yeah. We're just waiting for us to be live. We're live, yeah? All right, people of the internet, we are in Kisumu, the port city of Florence.
Yes.
Where does the name Florence come from?
Because this city was initially named as Port Florence by the colonialists who came and discovered it in their wisdom. They thought that people were living here did not know a name or did not have a name for it, so they called it Port Florence. Yeah.
Okay, are we really live? We are live, eh? You have really been wondering whether we are live. You know, when you are out of Kisumu, when you are out of the studio, you are always wondering whether you are live. Yeah. So, people of the internet, I think we are now live.
Yes, we are live.
I can see myself on the screen. It's a bit the color is a bit off, but Obunga, the color is a bit off. I think you should take care of the color. People of the internet, we just tunataka kuwasalimia sana. Tukingoja mukuje. I think Obunga should deal with a little bit of the light. I think it should be dealt with on the camera a little bit. Just a little bit so that we can, is it on the live that we are always supposed to have? Yeah, but I think that we are just a bit too brown. A bit too brown.
Browner than normal.
Yeah, we are browner than normal. Is it the weather in Kisumu?
No, Kisumu is fairly cold. I like it.
Could be the weather in Kisumu. I'm wondering, people of the internet, you need to be talking to us a little bit and telling us, how are you doing? Where are you watching us from? I see I've got 7 people on the internet already coming. 21 already, all right? 21 people. Please tell us where you are watching us from as we begin this live. So this is what is happening in the country now. We are taking a sharp bend towards 2027. People of the internet, we were from Nairobi, driving all the way. We had a little bit of incidents along the way. We stopped, I think, in Kimende.
Was that Kimende?
It should be Kimende. Where did we stop, my brother?
That was Sokomjinga.
Sokomjinga, but it's very close to Kimende.
The first point was not Kimende.
Kijabe. So we stopped in Kijabe.
Then from Kijabe,
we stopped 3 times. Actually.
We stopped 3 times. Yeah. So I checked the engine in my car and it was oof, 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 oof. It was like the engine was like oof, oof. Where are we going? I told the engine of my car, we are on the mouse.
Engine was protesting.
Yeah. But you can give us tea. But we came very well. So people of the internet, we want to know where you are coming from. Something very interesting, Odhiambo.
Yes.
People of the internet, I was telling Odhiambo something very interesting. That for the first time I've seen a road being superpowered. Like I have never seen. You know, people of the internet, I'm very close to my home area, which is Nyakach. That is about 30 minutes drive from here. As I've said, we are in the port city of Florence. But I don't like the name. I would like to call it the Royal County of Kisumu.
Why?
The Royal County of Kisumu.
What is royal about it?
There is,
I come from Moabe, which is more royal than Kisumu. Kisumu is dusty. Dusty and developed.
If you think about it,
and is looking like.
If you think about it, Obanda comes from where? Obanda, the people cutting sugarcane.
Kisumu.
No.
Muroni here.
No. Obanda comes from Migori. That side of the world.
Do you know that as Kisumu from end to end has Obanda? Right from Kibos.
Are they as violent as the people in Migori?
In fact, do you know most?
If we are talking about the Sudan of Kenya, we are talking about
do you know
Homa Bay.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Do you know that most of the Obanda, especially in Kisumu, are criminals? Most of them, not all of them, of course, there are those ones who are also fending. But most of them are criminals who came from the murderers, thieves, etc., who are not in the government books. So they've escaped into the sugarcane farm. So Kisumu was the biggest level of Obanda.
Every time I start this podcast, I always want you to measure the political temperature.
Yes.
I'm going to measure you mine, but I want you to start by measuring me yours.
So something is happening in the country. I'm happy that when we were coming, you saw the political temperature. It was very evident. A supercharged road construction, right from Rironi up to Mau Summit. We met almost, if not 10, then 20 different contractors who are on site. And the excavation is going on. And I remember in Nakuru, we met a very big team, including Kenya Pipeline. Those ones, it's called Kenya KPC, the ones who are petroleum. I think Kenya Petroleum. These ones who are in charge of having that pipeline from Mombasa to Kisumu.
Oh, so they were discussing actually where they are.
Because the pipeline has to be moved. It is imekimbia tu hapo kando ya barabara hapo Nakuru. So it has to be moved. And you know, the other side is the train station.
It's the railway, yes.
So they must calculate where they're going to take this thing. So they take it deeper or the other side. Yeah.
But I think the Chinese are super engineers. They're going to figure that out very fast.
Beautiful.
So
then Saturday we are also having, so of course we have President Ruto going to see, to visit the former, the MP who's deceased, Ngeno, the MP for Emurua Dikir. President Ruto led a delegation to his home. And also we saw something interesting. That actually, there's an MP from Narok called Ntutu, who is the brother to the governor Ntutu, who the MP for Emurua Dikir married the daughter. That's why the girl looks pretty young as compared to the MP from Emurua Dikir. It was interesting, I loved it. And of course, we have something noble for the first time that I've seen in terms of handling the question of burials in Kenya, where a noble guy or an MP of his rank died together with his staff. For the first time, I've seen the government talking about holding a mass for all of them together, the MP and all these other people. That has never happened before. I've never seen it. Normally, the MP is treated as very special and given a separate mass. Then these other guys are also given their separate mass. So for the first time, it's going to happen at once, except for the Nyakach guy, the pilot. He's the guy from your home.
Yeah.
He's the guy who could be given, because the president has said he's waiting for communication from the side of
the family.
But the beautiful thing is that the whole funeral is going to be taken care of by the government. I think that is also very beautiful. And so far, of course,
well, I don't know. I don't understand why that is beautiful, because Kenyans are dying every day and they're not taken care of by the government. I don't know whether this is why.
The reason why it's
I understand the MP issue.
The reason why it's beautiful for me.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why it's sensible. Let me not say beautiful, because I don't think that is beautiful. The reason why it's sensible is that the government is not just saying we're going to take care of the MP alone. We are one. We are a people. We are moving in the same direction. There's no segregation of how to mjishughulishe. Everybody's like, oh, let's see what we can do together. And it's beautiful that the government is going to take care of that. Yeah. People die every day, of course, but there's some occasions which are separate. And
away from that, measure for me the political temperature of the country, because I have so much to say. I've been thinking a lot about President William Samoei Ruto.
In a good way.
I've been thinking about him.
In a good way.
Whether in a good way or let me say in a very neutral way.
Okay.
As the leader of the country.
What's going on in your mind?
What is going on in my mind? You know, yesterday after coming from work to the studio and going home, I was thinking about President William Ruto. He's a gentleman. I think the first cameo into parliament is the early 90s.
President Ruto?
Yeah.
97 or 98?
97.
Yeah, it was 30
right?
years.
Around 90. That is the second democratic election of this country.
In the multi-party.
Democracy.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about William Samoei Ruto, and these are the things that I've been thinking about Samoei Ruto. So this is a gentleman who comes into parliament, not come into parliament, but becomes the president and starts. Why are we changing caps? Are you the one to kill me?
Come on.
So Ruto is a president that comes into power as a president and begins to do very serious projects. President Ruto starts with Stadia. And for people of us who have watched Arsenal, yesterday Chelsea was beaten by Arsenal narrowly, okay? And I would say that the referee was on the side of Arsenal. Arsenal has not won anything for the last 23 years. So what is happening is that I think there's so much empathy towards them. There was a clear handball and nobody did anything about it. But be that way, what you tell me, remind me of how you say that thing.
Be that as it may.
Be that as it may.
Kizungu.
Hiyo ni kizungu ya ukora ya form 1. Sasa, and Ruto comes into the government and starts this amazing projects. And amazing here is quote unquote. For people of us who have always looked at Europe and see those beautiful stadiums. The first time I see a stadium was the Bayern Munich stadium, the Allianz Arena. And coming into that stadium is just magical. Okay? And so when I saw Ruto starting to build a big stadium along Gong Road, I was thinking really deeply. And the question that I was asking myself is, does Ruto really care about us soccer fans this much? does Ruto really care about the country this much that he can erect such a huge stadium? And I asked myself a few questions. Number one, so this guy wants to elevate soccer, okay? But I know how soccer works. So is it that this gentleman wants to have one of the beautiful soccer academies, or he just wants to build a stadium? And why is he building a stadium? Could it be that Ruto is actually selling steel to these people? Is he selling cement? Is he having a, what is really going on? All right? And then I packed that idea and looked at the affordable housing. And I'm looking at this and Ruto, and I'm asking myself, okay, so Ruto loves us because I have lived in a 10 by 10 in Kawangware with no electricity, with a toilet that is shared by 300 people, okay? And it is not flashing. People have to go there with jerrycans and stand in a line. And I'm looking at Ruto and I'm asking myself, could Ruto have been this guy who has seen the problem with affordable housing, and wants everybody in Nairobi to have some sort of dignified living, okay? But then I am asking myself, so Ruto is that man that is so loving to Kenyans, or does this man want to sell us steel? Does this man want to sell us the cement? What is he selling to us, and what are the companies that are involved? And I'm asking myself, if the land in Oruma, I don't know, it's some Oruma or Mlolongo, some land that was taken by the government, 150 acres.
Okay.
All right? And then they are building on 5 acres. And I'm asking myself, where is the other? What does he want to do with 100 acres? Okay? I look at the Rironi Mau Summit Road, a beautiful road. Might Ruto be thinking about this? That I come from the west part of this country, and I've seen the jam during holidays. And it is slippery, it is narrow, and it's not looking beautiful. Is it that Ruto is thinking to himself, I need to open the route to Nyanza? Because remember, Nyanza is the Nilotic region where Ruto comes from. Zumbuto is a Nilot, and I'm Nilot. And as a people in this country, the Nilotic side of this country has been abandoned for so long. Right? So
also Bantus living
yes,
inside,
yes, Bantus also live in that side, but it's majorly Western and Bantus and troublemakers.
They're considered the lower Bantus.
Yes, but the troublemakers of Nyanza. Okay, so I'm thinking, Ruto loves us that much, or what is his take in the roads that are being built?
Let me tell you something.
Okay, so I pack that.
Yeah.
Okay, and ask myself, okay, now we are selling private companies. Ruto, does he think that these companies are moribund? And they're not going to give us any money, and they're wasting our money, and therefore he needs to streamline the government. And I'm thinking, this is smart. But, so, people of the internet, this is me measuring the temperature of the country. What is the temperature really? And it's very interesting, but then I packed that. And I say that in Luo, we always say something in Luo, that sembe ipi muginya men.
Yes.
You can only compare the two fats of ram. The fat of ram is, when you have a ram.
The tail.
The tail.
Yes, the fatty tail.
Yes. You cannot say that this is a fatty tail unless you see the other fatty ram.
Or because they're all fat.
Yes. So you have to compare. So I want to compare. So if Ruto is like this, what is his history of development? Especially where he has been an MP for the last several years, from 1997 to now. Could we be having top-notch Harvard, Ivy League, secondary schools in his region? Could we be having universities? How are the roads there? Okay? How is the affordable housing on the other side? But then, I have no answers.
There are a lot of, those are the answers. They're just right there. I think basically, as I told you before, what you need to understand about Ruto, or to make us understand Ruto better, and maybe the audience can also share with us.
Yeah.
Because we're not experts on Ruto, we're just having a conversation. To understand Ruto better, there are a few things that we must understand. Number one, what is the philosophy of Ruto?
Okay.
Because from the time he was MP, or from the time he came into YK92 to now, can we trace a philosophy in him?
Okay.
Okay. Or can we trace an identity in him? So now, if you ask me, I think Ruto is more of a Republican politician than a Democrat. Okay. And when I look at Ruto in that sense, I see the following. One, in being a Republican, Ruto is more focused on Kenya first. His agenda is more about Kenya first. That's the public agenda. Of course, he has a private agenda. He must be having a private interest that he's pursuing. And in any political formation, Jagero, in any political establishment, the private agenda of the politicians normally becomes the prevailing agenda of the nation. So that private agenda, if it serves the public agenda, then well and good, it works. So if you talk about Ruto building whatever he's building, the other thing that you come to is, if that is his philosophy, that is, or if that is his identity, that he's a Republican as an identity, then how then do we shift him to understand whatever he's trying to do? So then it brings you back to the political ideologies that I've always been talking about. And I find Ruto to be a very, very interesting mix of things. Sort of, he has an identity crisis in terms of political ideology. He's absolute about his identity, but political ideology, there's a confusion. Because, I told you, SHA, for example, is a social program, but it's being run by capitalists.
Okay.
That's funny, because if it is a
what exactly does that mean? Can you put it into perspective?
It means a social program is one that does not look at creating or making profit. It's one that looks at helping the poorest of the poor to access healthcare. Social programs basically ensure that everybody gets something, or the poorest are taken care of. Okay? So when we are overcharging, or when we are taxing highly people who are earn high, and give the same treatment to somebody who is contributing low, that's called socialism. Okay? It's a very interesting way of government owning the infrastructure of change. Then, if you look at affordable housing is also a social program.
Yeah.
Because I told you, the language of affordable housing is what is off for me. The language should be social housing and not affordable housing. Because if we term it as social housing, then the president could come up with a good narrative. And this narrative is not just narrative meant for politics. It's a narrative that is real. Today, how many people in this country earn 50,000 plus? From business or from salary, there are very few who earn 50,000 shillings plus.
There are very few, yes.
And for you to live a proper life in Kisumu, even Kisumu actually, a life where
Kisumu has become very expensive. I didn't know Kisumu. In fact, even in as far as Airbnbs are concerned, even the Airbnb we are right now is charging almost 6,000 per night.
That's very
a very basic 2-bedroom house is charging 6,000.
So if you look at that, if I were in Ruto's propaganda team or Ruto's communication team, propaganda is not a bad thing to an audience. It's a good thing. If I were in his communication team, I would brand affordable housing, rebrand it to social housing, and say not so many Kenyans can earn 50,000 and above, or not so many Kenyans currently earn 50,000 and above. And they want to live in a house where they go to the toilet in the house, they have water, safe drinking water, they have everything that basic housing should have. And
the people of the internet are saying that there is a hissing sound in the background. You can hear it too.
It could be in our machines, yeah? It's okay, we'll do with it.
But it could be those things that you guys have put on the table that are bringing us problems.
It could be the machine, the big one, the power, yeah.
All those.
I suspect.
That one.
It's
fan.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. But the fan it should not be doing that. The fan should not be doing that. The hissing sound should be from somewhere else. It is interference. It is basically interference of anything. But people of the internet, we are in a place that which is not controlled. So please just bear with. It's a makeshift studio, and we are not able to control everything that is happening. We have several wires lying on the ground, and that is probably why we are having hissing sound. So please just bear with us. Obunga is really working round the clock to fix it. He even had 2 cameras, and one has failed on him. So we are just saying, okay, shall we give you the dose of the day, or shall we just sleep? I think giving you the dose of the day is most important. But the you're doing something. You're saying something.
So you see, I would say that not even just saying, it is the reality that not so many people in Kenya earn 50,000 plus.
Yeah.
And so for you to get a 2-bedroom house, because you don't want to sleep in the same bedroom with your children, you need a 2-bedroom house. So for that to occur, you need a minimum of 15,000 shillings. 2-bedroom house, basic 2-bedroom house. Now, once you spend that kind of money on your rent, it's crazy. I need a 2-bedroom house where people can pay just 4,000, 5,000 shillings. And that should be okay with. And affordable housing, quote unquote, turned into social housing will be taking care of people who cannot afford still this private privately owned big houses. So you go to social housing, just like it's done in Vienna. I have a lot of friends who live in Vienna. They tell me, here, kama rent imekosekana, napigia serikali.
For your information, called WIN.
It's called
WIN.
It's called Vienna.
No, it's called WIN.
WIN.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it's called. I was in Vienna and they told me, it's not Vienna, it's WIN.
But what's the... Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what's the purpose of A at the end?
No, they're all silent, brother.
WIN.
It's called WIN.
Why can't
Yes.
you just call it WIN?
It's called WIN.
Anyway, so if you're in WIN... So
Correct.
if you're in WIN, I have friends there, and they tell me, like, if I run out of rent, I just call the social housing department and tell them, hey, I need a space to go for this period. And normally, you are allocated a house when you get into WIN, as you say, and you're becoming a resident. You're allocated a house as a new person who still doesn't have his or her footing in terms of employment. Once you get employment and you're able to transition, then you inform them so that as you transition, that house is allocated to somebody else. You understand? And so that's how I think the affordable housing should have been changed to social housing. And in the second term of the president, or if a new government comes in, I highly suspect there's going to be a change because you can't sell those houses.
You see, you keep saying that we cannot sell those.
We can't sell them because how are you selling them?
But we are selling them.
How? Following which law? Of disposing public land?
It's not really disposing public land.
It's disposing public land.
So they should belong to the. So the house should belong to the government.
To the government.
Indefinitely, is that one?
Exactly. To help control, to help mitigate rent issues. Because, for example, rents are flying high.
What the government should be doing is actually what Lumumba State did. What Undiek did.
Correct. That's it. That's it.
What they did in Landimudura, Landimawe.
Exactly. What those things did was to ensure that before you are able to go and live in Lavington, before you are able to go and come and live in Milimani.
People of the internet, can you tell us if the sound is now a bit better? Bunga has been battling it for the last several minutes. Please tell us if it is better.
Yeah. So, like before you go and live in Milimani, railways, etc.
Yeah.
You had a chance to go and live in a house where you have toilets inside and bafu. But the reason why I always insist on this, Jagero, as you yourself, you didn't grow up in the slum, but you know how the slum is.
I grew up in the slums.
It's very humiliating to go to the loo, namnapanga line. First, it's not hygienic.
Yeah.
Because somebody may have gone there and they are suffering from a disease.
Cholera.
Or whatever. Then you carry the feces with you. Because when you're squatting, normally the droppings zinabaki hapo. It's an open pit latrine, you know?
Yeah, watu walikuwa wanahara vibaya bwana.
Exactly. And there's just a way that it is dangerous.
But I think, do you think that the smell does not carry diseases?
I think there's a way that when you, like for example, I can
the
remember.
bowel movement is huge.
Yeah, I can remember. Though it is the healthiest way of going to the toilet because then you relieve your bowel absolutely. But the openness of it is not very good because I remember there's a time that we used to have water filling the toilets in Nyalenda where we used to live. And when you go to the loo and do your stuff, it would bounce back. And it was really dirty for me. It was really, irritating. And I think it strips one of their own dignity. And in that, I think having people living in houses where there is toilet and bathroom inside is very important. Because when women go and shower outside, it's also a problem because what's the hygiene condition there? It's crazy. And so this thing is very good. 3, in most of those slum houses, they don't use electricity. And even if they use electricity, it is wrongly wired.
But it is. I remember also when we were living in Kawangware, the electricity was what they have in South Africa is called what? Do you know what it's called? The way they deal with electricity.
Load shedding.
Load shedding.
Yeah.
We had a lot of load shedding. Our load shedding was starting from 7 in the morning all the way to 5:30 in the evening.
And so that was really unnecessary.
So you don't have electricity the whole day.
That was unnecessary because Kenya we had sufficient power.
Yeah, but they were load shedding. It was a private load shedding. Private load shedding.
By the cartels who owned the houses?
Not necessarily, because where we were living in the 10 by 10 shacks, it was the responsibility of the landlord to provide electricity and water. So, and he was paying bill to Kenya Power.
So it was minimizing basically.
I remember my friend Friday was paying 2,000
for electricity
for the house.
Oh, and 2,000 would come up to
electricity and water.
My house today.
Every amenity.
I pay 10,000 for electricity.
Yes, every amenity. People of the internet are saying that we look very misty.
They're good guys.
We look very misty. Munga has been struggling with it for a long time.
It's beautiful. I mean, we can go with it.
We can go with it.
We can go with it.
So why do you think then Ruto is people of the internet? We're going to go back to our main topic, which is the death of Azimio. But we're just measuring the political temperature. 10, 20 minutes measuring the political temperature is a good thing.
So I think then that identity of Ruto is a man caught between ideologies. He does not know how to go, but maybe it's because it's in his very early stages. Because he's this young person, young relatively, of course, compared to the presidents who've been there.
Yeah.
He's this young person who is looking at establishing a legacy.
I doubt. I don't know about that. I don't know about the legacy.
So I'm explaining to you.
Okay.
If you look at the presidents before, they have sort of come from privilege and the history of working in government that comes with prestige. Ruto has come from a very bad point where he's been associated with either corruption from 1992, corruption, theft, what? There's just been a lot of corruption tag following him. And of course, he wants to outdo this corruption tag. And that's why I feel he will not want his regime to go down as the most corrupt regime, as much as it could appear so politically. And he has to do something that is memorable because, Jagero, presidents are always judged in retrospect. You cannot judge a president according to his term in office. There's none.
Do you know something that is very interesting? There is a time we were going on Thika Road, full speed. This with this Gormaya fine. And he said something very, very, very interesting. Sasa tunakula Kibaki. When we were going on Thika Road, we were saying, Sasa tunakula Kibaki. You know? Hii ni kazi yote ya Kibaki.
Yeah.
So
presidents are judged in retrospect. A president can never be judged in his term because most of the things they do in their term never mature really in their term, except for financial decisions. For example, those ones of, if you look at bank lending rates and those like touching people's pay slips, that's why Ruto is being felt very heavily. And I can tell you, if today Ruto gets his hands off the pay slips completely, guys will start looking at him differently.
Yeah.
Because he's touched the pay slip and people are,
don't touch my pay slip. And you see, that is why I would like the President Ruto to talk intimately. Because Ruto is fighting a lot of fires.
Yeah, so many.
You know, fire inatoka huko kwa Munyoro anataka kuzima. Fire inatoka kwa Sifuna anataka kuzima. Kwa Babu Wino anataka kuzima. Kwa sijui nani anataka kuzima. I think that Ruto should tell us a story.
Exactly.
Of his dream.
So that's where Ruto is losing it. And I remember telling you last time that I think we need to dedicate a whole episode on coaching Ruto for free on how he needs to work on his narrative. Because these people around him have tried to tell them what they need to do. They are so mean, they don't want you to access him. Even if you are trying to help him. The gentleman is doing a good job to the extent that I see, because you can see the stadium we talked about. You can see the estates, the affordable housing is going on. The Mau Rironi Saumit Road is going on. I mean, there's something that is going on somewhere. But people don't care much about it because guys don't care about development much, except those who are very conscious. The majority of the voters do not care about the roads. In fact, you can hear some fanatic in the opposition say, I think this is Gino Malwa who was saying, hata ukijenga barabara mpaka binguni, sisi idea yetu ama agenda yetu ni one term.
Which I feel is very, I want to declare that I've got no love for Ruto, except that I empathize with him because he's a Nilot. Yeah. You know, but I entirely don't have like a lot of heart for him.
You don't have love for him?
I am very neutral in as far as Ruto is concerned.
Why would you?
Because I can't figure him.
Why would you want to figure him?
I could figure Moi that Moi was a very brutal guy. Okay? And Moi was he was a teacher, but he was suffering from a lot of inferiority complex.
Yeah.
And
Moi suffered from inferiority complex.
Yes,
a lot of it.
Yes, Moi suffered from inferiority complex. Kibaki was a very well-educated person, but did not do properly to protect the government from some of the thieves and the bandits that like
the Anglo-leasing team.
And the tall guy, I forget his name. The very tall, towering figure.
Murungaru. Murungaru was a gentleman.
You know, Uhuru was an outright thug. Thug. Complete thug. He is a man who... Do you know this Uhuru is the one who could tell the GSU to go and camp on people's doors so that you can't go out and pee?
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Do you know when I was in Kisumu, in this city back then, the time Uhuru came to Luangni Beach, I remember it was with the Nyang Nyomo. And I found myself in that space. Then, Jagger with the sugar. Then, when Uhuru was there, he asked Professor Nyang' Nyong'o, wewe governor, hawa watu wamekushinda kutoa hapa? Niite GSU leo. Or like, that is not the kind of presidential language I expect from this guy.
Yeah.
And that one sounded to me like it was a real tag. Do you know, it didn't take 2 days. Those things were brought down. Longni Hotel, whatever, the whole beachfront. Within 2 days of Uhuru being here, it was brought down and those guys lost their livelihoods. And that relocation, of course, it was for good reason. They were saying, oh, they're polluting the lake, etc. But we must have a relocation action plan because these are source of livelihood.
You see, the problem I have with governments across Africa is that they need to have the bare minimum. You cannot allow people to build such a huge thing called Wangyotel, and you're looking at it being built, you're looking at everything happening, and then suddenly you want to bring it down. Bunga, is our sound fine? It's low. What will work volume?
You can boost it in a way, yeah? Oh, okay, boost it in
oh, so you brought it down so that it can be heard. Yeah, but can you hear it yourself on the machine? That's good enough.
Yeah, because I'm trying to see the.
Yeah, so as I was telling you, I think that Uhuru was a thug.
Is
Uhuru
because
Uhuru first of all, he did not connect with people because he thought, who are these poor people that are disturbing me?
He didn't even know the name. He didn't even. Some people of the internet are really harsh. So someone saying this is Shaima Hussein. He or she is saying tengeneza sauti ama the discussion is for you too. Sisi twende. Let's try and boost the sound a little bit. Yeah, we have to, something has to give.
Yeah, something has to give.
If we boost the sound, then the shh will be there. It's a makeshift studio, guys, for today only. I mean, you'll have to excuse us for today. It's a makeshift studio. Bear with us on this one.
They are saying that the sound is very low.
Yeah, it's a makeshift studio for today. What's what is
Yeah, they should not.
All right, so Uhuru was a bad tag for me as well. I think Uhuru fleeced.
Yeah, there's somebody saying you can be hard. Sound iko sawa bwana. Sound iko sawa bwana. Sound iko sawa bwana. Wale watu wenye wako na iPod.
So I see Uhuru as a thug, of course. I share with you in that. I think Uhuru messed us up. Uhuru did not come to be a president so that he could serve the people. Uhuru came to be a president so that he could finish something that the father did not finish.
Which was what?
Which was coming to secure the economic interests. Because Uhuru didn't know the price of unga. He didn't know the price of milk. In fact, at one time he asked, what's the price of bread? I think he said 200 shillings. Whereas bread was 50 shillings. He's so disconnected. In fact, I think Uhuru is like Marie Antoinette of the French Revolution.
If they can't afford bread,
give them cake.
Give them cake.
Yeah, I think that is, Uhuru was such a person. He's a prince. Uhuru was born next to State House. Uhuru went to St. Mary's School. He has never suffered. The only suffering he's done is waking up with, how do you call them? These things.
But you see, what really interested me about Uhuru was his command of Swahili.
Yeah.
Uhuru had a serious command of Swahili.
Remember Queen Elizabeth, since her childhood, was trained to be a queen. Uhuru from childhood was trained to be a president.
Because every time Uhuru was talking Swahili, I would be mesmerized. He speaks very good Swahili.
Ndugu zanguni.
Yes.
He was very presidential. I like that about him, but he was a thief. He messed us up.
Anyway, so that is what I've always, but I've always wanted Ruto. And even when Ruto was talking to us about being, even when Ruto was talking to us a bit about being, how is the sound now? It's good?
It's good, yeah.
Even Ruto, when Ruto was talking to us about hustler movement, you see, a part of me wants to think that he believed it, that it could happen.
So let me tell you something about the hustler movement. I want you to know, because I don't want you to be deluded. There's a very good gentleman in this country called Professor Mutai Nguni.
Okay.
Professor Mutai Nguni is the father of the hustler nation. Back then in 2016 or thereabout, Professor Mutai Nguni came up with the idea that Ruto will not be president. He said Ruto will not become president. Ruto will be made president. And the people who will make Ruto president are the hustlers. So there's the hustler nation. He coined the stuff. He's a very good propagandist, better than myself. He said he's going to create, he was creating the hustler movement that will then lift Ruto to make Ruto the president and not the powers that be. And that's why 2022 was Ruto running against the deep state. And that's how the people beat the system, by a very small margin. And all this Mutahi Ngunyi predicted very, very correctly. So Ruto is not really the father of the Hustler Nation. The Hustler Nation, it was birthed by Mutahi Ngunyi, professor.
And then he co-opted it.
He has a very good propagandist called Dennis Itumbi, who picked the idea like an eagle and went with it, and then made it into what it was, or what it became. And Dennis Itumbi is very, very good with crafting ideas and also just polishing. So Hustler Nation was apple polished from whatever Mutahi Ngunyi had considered to be. Now, as I was telling you, Ruto will only be judged in retrospect. For now, people are going to bash him. There's no president that the electorate is always kind to, because in any case, Jagera can tell you, in an election, people always vote against the incumbent. They don't vote for the incumbent. That is why I have said here before, practically, there is no president who has ever won a second term in this country.
No, but Ruto did. Moi, are you not having Moi in it, or you are saying, or Moi was never, like, we don't count terms when Moi was president?
Let me repeat it. In the history of our democracy, there's no president that has ever won a second term.
Okay, so in the history of our democracy, so the democracy starts in 1992, right?
Democracy starts in 1963 when we became a republic.
No, I think Moi won the 1992 election fair and square.
I will repeat to you.
No, but you can't just keep repeating. You're not telling me a bedtime story.
So let me clarify for you then. So the state machination allows for a president to easily win the second term.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's the first time where we are having a real election in 2027, I can tell you. Because the other elections, the president was able to manipulate them.
Yeah.
This one is the first one.
I think one of the reasons why we are having low sound is because of this.
Oh.
Yes. But I'm afraid that if we remove it, because it's for wind, and we are having it on. Said Kusao.
Oh, okay.
All right, very good.
Good. Yeah, so I think that for the first time we are going to face a real election in 2027.
Okay.
There are others, especially for second term. It could be interesting. Let's see what happens. It could be very, very interesting, though. It could be very, very interesting, Jagera.
Somebody saying on the internet, your lighting, sound quality, and overall production today in Iran.
This guy. To Kisumu. in the Republic of Kisumu. Port Florence. This place is interesting. It's a very hot city, even the light. No. But you know, we made a choice today that either we go live and give you a dose or nothing. Because you guys don't know. So be kind for the internet. Just be kind. No.
Uhuru Kenyatta is the worst thing that ever happened in this country. My guy is Mr. Jagero and Mr. Odhiambo. I heard Sifuna saying today morning that anyone, even dictator, can build roads and stadiums. So to him, President William and has done nothing. Upuzi kabisa.
I think Sifuna should reduce his appearances on TV.
Yeah.
If you ask me, for a presidential candidate, I think there's something that he needs to work on. One of them is the over appearance. Two, he needs to have people talk on his behalf more. Even the Ayatollah Khamenei, who was murdered recently, never used to talk much. You need to disappear more if you want to increase your value.
Well, if you ask me about Sifuna,
unless he's a co-host and yourself if he's a host.
Yeah, I think Sifuna, my biggest letdown for Sifuna was when he appeared on TV and talked about nothing really that he wants to do for the country, but instead decided that he's not into shiny things. I mean, a road is not a shiny thing in 2026. Yeah, if you know anything about economics, road is not something that is shiny. And I saw somebody talking about in very bad light about about Bomas of Kenya. We have always, they should go to South Africa and look at what the governments are doing there.
I agree.
We
cannot
I think it's called the cities in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Such beautiful, beautiful, big places where international events can take place.
And that's what I'm telling you. There's a lot of bile in the streets, of course, against this regime. It's fine. I mean, it happens across all. When Uhuru was there, it was poof, thief, Kwenda, what? Now, of course, Uhuru will outlast him because he was a thief. That's true. Even the good things, like Huduma, I think Huduma Center was a good thing. I think
Huduma Center or Huduma Card?
Huduma Center.
Yes. Talk about Huduma Center, not Huduma Card.
Huduma Card was fraud. I've always said Matiang'i should go to jail. This is Matiang'i of yours.
It was not Matiang'i.
It was Matiang'i.
It was Uhuru. You know, it cannot have been Matiang'i.
I can tell you.
It was not Matiang'i.
The person who, okay, fine. Uhuru is the big thief. Uhuru is the big thief. Wait, if
you see a child, if you see a child from the road holding a cigarette, but he's not smoking it, let's know that the child has been sent by the father to go buy cigarettes.
But Matiang'i is not a child. He's a man with a big tummy. Are you telling me that Matiang'i was not aware that he was making some very big mistakes with that?
So if Uhuru sent him, you would say no.
Can I tell you, Matiang'i was coming out in the first instances as a very formidable guy, a very reasonable fellow who knew what he was doing. He had some level of order. I even admired him. Really so. This guy was able to shape up things from security to education to work. Then he messes up by stealing 9 billion. He stole 9 billion.
Where is the you know,
he stole 9 billion.
I've
told you on this show that the day that Matiang'i's house was raided by those policemen, what they carried, I've told you.
They carried 9 billion
in Land Rovers. I've told you. And I'm not afraid to say it, and I'll repeat it. They went and took the money.
From Matiang'i's home?
In Karen.
They were in bankers?
Yes, of course. Hapa Karen watu wameishi na pesa kwa nyumba. Watu wengi sana najua wameishi na pesa kwa nyumba. Wanalala na pesa kwa nyumba. Mimi siwezi lala na pesa kwa nyumba. Pesa yako bank. Money will be talking to you.
Inaenda bank aje na mlango gani?
Nishakwambia wash. Nimekwambia wash. Jinsi ya kuingiza pesa kwa serikali. You clean it.
Yeah, so
you build a big hotel. Then you write big.
We are talking about the death of we are talking about the death of Kenya Kwanza.
Yeah.
Where did the rain started beating Ruto?
Ruto's regime collapsed effectively on the 24th of June 2024. It collapsed when Parliament was toppled, and that's the reason why I'm saying that. When the Parliament was toppled, the majority in Parliament ni Kenya Kwanza and not Azimio. And that means they lost legitimacy. Because if the leading majority, in ideal situations, what could have happened is that if we had a parliamentary system, the parliament would have passed a vote of no confidence on the prime minister. Then the premiership would have shifted to somebody else within parliament. And guys will not have to go up to parliament to override it or to breach it. Guys will have just sat back and seen, then parliamentary system is very strong. That's why I still advocate for parliamentary system. Let us have a prime minister in parliament, sitting in parliament, chosen from the majority coalition.
What for?
Because a parliamentary system enables accountability to be enhanced within the parliament, unlike an absolute presidential system like ours. What you're having is a presidential system where everything happens at the president's table. And the president has sort of influence, if not control, of the executive, of the legislature, and a little bit of the judiciary. Because he has the instrument of legislation, instrument of coercion, which is the military, police, etc. He also has the instrument of what? Of legislation, arbitration, and coercion. So in a parliamentary system, we will move accountability to parliament and say, okay, we don't need the president to be having everything. Let the president be in charge of foreign affairs, okay? Military, okay? And national representation, basically nothing else. The government, the core of the government, to be run from parliament. Let's have a prime minister who is chosen from the majority party or the majority coalition at a particular time, so that we don't go into political crisis. So that we have him running treasury. So the president can have Ministry of Finance, okay? But treasury of the day, like in London, we have the chancellor, or the first lord of the treasury, who is in charge of the money. And then we have things such as education, whatever, water, health, irrigation, nini, hizo zikuwe chini ya prime minister, because they're day to day, okay? That will help us avoid another 24th of June. But if we continue as we are going to have so many 24th of Junes. And Ruto's Kenya Kwanza collapsed then, and then he had to co-opt, or he had to invite partnership from Azimio, and specifically the ODM wing of Azimio, to help him recreate a new. That's why he said he has fired the cabinet. He only was left with Musalia, who was the premier CS and foreign affairs, and Rani and Rigathi. He literally fired his government. So that meant Kenya Kwanza died. And then ODM came. Now with the coming of ODM meant Azimio also died. Because Azimio was an opposition party. Immediately was co-opted into government, then whoosh, dead. Whether Raila wanted to say that these guys were just my buddies, experts, who are, I can tell you for a fact that these guys marooned Raila.
Which guys?
These guys were in broad-based.
Which ones?
Mbadi, Joho, Wandai. They were approached before when Raila was not in the country. He was in Dubai. These guys were approached. And then they only went to Jacob and told him that we have been approached. They went, oh, okay. Because there was a waiting. I don't know if you remember. After Ruto said, okay, we will broad-based government, they were waiting. Raila was to do a list of the people to go there. But then these guys approached. And if a guy is coming and tell you, Jagero, nimekuwa approach, what will you say? He's your guy already. Sawa. You're an expert, I don't doubt you. So Azimio died on that day that Ruto formed the broad-based government. Kenya Kwanza died. And now we have what Ruto has always talked about, including Chatham House, a mongrel government, which we are going to, again, see how it works in 2027, because we must have a new party. We're not going to have Kenya Kwanza or ODM. We're going to have a new coalition. It could be it could be the party of what? It could be the Grand National Alliance. I don't know, I'm just thinking. Grand National Alliance, Grand National Party, Grand National Coalition, broad-based coalition, no? I don't think so. Grand, it will be something grand. The government.
So that is ODM.
ODM and UDA as the principal partners.
As principal
All
partners.
these guys who are in Kenya Kwanza, who are bickering in Kenya Kwanza, and these ones were in ODM, Linda Wananchi, Linda Ngoa. These ones, one part will fall off on both sides, and then the ones that will form strictly. And I see a negotiation, a serious negotiation, because I can see something happen in this city today. In the morning when we were driving here, I saw Ruto Odinga, the sister to Raila Odinga, take a very unique position in terms of formations towards 2027. When she called ODM delegates at Chungwa House here, next to the former Tuskies, and she said in no uncertain terms that we must collapse this Linda Mwananchi and Linda ground and come back to the table and talk.
She's talking as who?
She's talking as Ruto Odinga, who is the women rep of Kisumu County. And of course, if you like, you can ignore the name Odinga, but if you choose, you can also listen to it. Because I can tell you she's not just talking. If you know Ruth with Raila.
She's talking from where? Who is giving her?
Why are you looking at me like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Just keep quiet. Yeah. Those ones were confidential. You look at me like you want to reveal a secret.
Ending?
No. We still want to go on. Why do you want to end? The people have a lot of questions.
What questions do they have? Let's read the questions. Sound inasumbua. Jagero is now okay. Ya Odhiambo imepotea tena.
No, it's okay. It's working. It's working. Everything.
Have they said?
Everything is working.
Okay. History is not written by the cautious. It is written by the doers. Let the doubters stand aside. The country will follow bold vision. Every vision that unites a people will fast and settles. That is Patricia Njogu. I don't know where Patricia Njogu is. Shimal Hussein is saying, tengeneza sauti, ama the discussion is for you. To sisi twende zetu. I think it was done, my brother. He want to hear Mandera. Robi Ongere is saying, weka sukari. Sukari it was a lot.
Yeah.
Sound iko sawa, Mr. Patrick is saying, sound not fine. Usinde is talking about your lighting, sound quality and overall production in Iran. Kwani leo mko wapi? Moni TV is asking. Sahi iko sawa. He's like Jeff Koinange. Uhuru Kenyatta is the worst thing that ever happened to this country. I'm not sure about that.
He's the worst. That's the truth.
Hey.
Uhuru Kenyatta is the worst. In fact, we should jail him. If we find Uhuru, someone should just stone him. That man messed us up. I don't know why Ruto is so lenient to him.
Uhuru?
Yeah, he's so lenient to him. We should beat him.
No, I think that's not a good language to be talking. Even if
No.
you're a
I want to look Jagero. You know, me don't do kauto. Let me tell you. I don't do kauto about politics.
No, you cannot.
And I want to tell you why.
You cannot dislike. You cannot dislike somebody for being a thief and you want to stone him.
But what he did is not okay. I don't mean stoning literally.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you find him, why not?
We
find him, why not? You can stone him.
We have a constitution,
which we can't. How are you going to find him?
I think the constitution can find Uhuru.
How?
It's only that the you know.
The president fears it. We can set a precedence.
Not the president. Everybody fears him. And Kenyatta family is a behemoth.
I think he should be arrested. Just one day. If Ruto wants to change this conversation truly, look, let me tell you. Let me join with you. Today, let me just say. Let me tell you something again. If Ruto wants to save his skin, in my view, this is naive, but I'll say it as it is. We have somebody who took a loan of over 9 trillion shillings. This money cannot be explained. They are saying that Ruto alikula na yeye pesa. And Ruto knows so well whether he was truly involved or not. Okay? And this thing is hurting him. Purely, it's hurting him. Because all this mess that we are in, if Ruto had the leverage, from what you're seeing him do, if he had the leverage of freedom of expenditure in terms of good money, how many things do you think he could have done for this country?
A lot.
And Uhuru, if it is also true, I'm not saying it is true, but if it is also true that Uhuru is sponsoring other teams to come and fight Ruto, then there's something that, to me, I say it is as reason enough to start prosecuting him. For this reason, all these monies, we can't trace where they are in this country. We can't. If there's somebody who can tell us where this money is in this country, I'm willing to come and apologize. Where even 1 shilling of Eurobond went to in this country. If what I heard Joachim say here about 1 trillion shillings, 650 billion being stolen from our coffers to build a railway, leave alone hata hizo za nini, hizo za pesa ya madeni, hiyo wacha. We have money. If the government could remove 650 billion as our own contribution to build an SGR line, but the actual cost of building the SGR line was fully financed and was able to build the SGR line from Mombasa to Malaba, from the money that was taken from China.
45 billion.
Come on, man. You're still telling me we should not arrest this guy. Where is 650 billion? 650. If you are eating, people of the internet of Jagero, if you're eating 1 million per month, for the rest of your life, you need 80 years to finish 1 billion. If you're eating 1 million, yani hakuna kazi unafanya, umekaa tu, unatumia tu 1 million per month, you need 80 years. Can you imagine what 650 billion can do for us in this country? This guy needs to be prosecuted. And if Ruto does not prosecute him, then at least take him to the court of public opinion and come out with a statement and say, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your president for the last 3 years. And of course, you can see what I'm trying to do. And you've accused me of ABCD. You've accused me of taking a lot of debt. You've accused me, but I had to do it for this reason. Today, I want to be open with you as my fellow countrymen, because this responsibility does not rest with me finally. It's a shared responsibility of myself and the people who came before me. I am taking it on behalf of the people. That today I want to reveal to the country that the money that was taken by Uhuru Kenyatta under his presidency, which I served as a deputy and which I rejected majority of, has led us to where we are. The person who should stand and tell us where this money went to is Uhuru Kenyatta. Effectively, Jagero, attention will shift to
But when there was squabbling with Raila Odinga, he said that kama mnataka kujua mali Eurobond ilienda, mniulize mimi.
That's okay. It's political talk at that time. Now, because these guys are pushing him real hard. And for me, I'm seeing a real chance. This is the chance. Take this guy to the court of public opinion. These guys stole the money. Because this money we can't see it. Area Ruto, tunaweza ona kuna hiyo nini hapo. Kuna hiyo kitu unapenda, hiyo stadium. Hata kama ni pesa ya uwizi, but at least imefanya kitu. Hata kama ni pesa ya uwizi, kuna kasha somewhere. At least, kuna watu wanaenda kwa hospitali wanasema ni sawa. Kama ni pesa ya uwizi, kuna hii Rironi. Kama ni pesa ya uwizi, kuna SGR na kuja Kisumu. At least, ya Uhuru, iko wapi? 9 trillion. Where is it? Then I tell me we should not jail this guy. On the minimum, let us give him an amnesty then. And say, Mister, 9 trillion ni pesa nyingi. Just bring half of it. Invest back at home.
What do you mean bring it and invest back at home?
Amnesty. The money is not here. The money is not here. If it was here, you will see it. Why are we struggling with dollar exchange issues? Why is our currency at 128? And this 128, economists are saying it's artificial. Which means we are literally tumejisupport na crutches hivi. Literally. We need Uhuru to bring back at least half, plus his thieves. To bring back at least half. And we say, okay, sasa, sini wa Kenya, hata mimi nikipata hiyo chance nitakula. Sasa, leta nusu. 4 trillion. Now invest hapa. What do you think 4 trillion can do in this country? Gagero. Think of it, bro.
I don't know how to think about this issue of...
You're just refusing.
This is a Uhuru Kenyatta thing. I mean, people have said that they stole the money. People have said a lot of things.
Uhuru, he. You cannot say they. Because if you're a man of your house, then things go wrong in your house. You say, ni mimi na bibi yangu. Surely, Jagero. You don't say ni mimi na bibi yangu. You say it is me, kako diambo. I take responsibility for my house. Whatever's happening in my house, me. But you now, kitu imefanyika, bibi yangu pia tulikula na yeye. What kind of a man are you? Yawa. Ama, what kind of a man are you? I strongly believe Ruto should push this narrative to the doorstep of Uhuru Kenyatta and say clearly that Gachagua, for the period that Uhuru Kenyatta was a president in his first term, okay, the PA to Uhuru Kenyatta was Rigathi Gachagua. Are you aware? For 12 years.
Yes.
Yes. So this man, he wants to tell us today that he knows governance better than everybody else. Whereas he was a PA to a typical looter. Practical looter. In fact, evidence looter for 9 years. Or for 12 years. Then I was tell, do you remember when Uhuru was reading a budget in Parliament someday? Then he said, a computer error. Computer error. This is like it's human error. Maziro zingine zikaongezwa. You remember during Uhuru, the first NYS was 791 million. Are you aware? The second NYS was? Penye Kavura alimewa pesa na magunia. 9 billion. Second NYS, that took that lady who was a PS, she was a Luo from somewhere. A Luo with the Kikuyu name. That PS were NYS.
What happened to her?
She, mwingine kwa siju Ben Gedi, siju mwingine kwa enta Ngiri. There's one who was coming from Nakuru. Some lady, brown lady, who was having a lot of cars. Ben Gedi, I think you remember Ben Gedi. Ngirichi or something, not even the Ngirichi lady. There's a name of that girl. Do you know, these cases, they've never gone to judgment. They'll just disappear.
Oh, I remember them going to their home and something like that in Naivasha.
Yes. And the cars being towed. Where are those cars today? These guys must be driving these cars again. So, Uhuru should spare us the drama. In fact, at one time, Ruto, alijam na...
Uhuru is the sponsor of your man, Sifuna.
Sifuna's never been my man. I love people.
But Babu is your man.
Of course.
So what is the difference between Sifuna and Babu?
There's a big difference.
What is the difference?
Sifuna is Sifuna, Babu is Babu.
But they are team Sifuna and Sifuna.
No, Babu cannot be Sisi and Sifuna.
What do you mean?
No, Jagiro, come on. Babu is Babu, bro. Babu is a brand.
But Sifuna has overtaken him.
Well, Sifuna is the person who is leading the struggle, and you have to give him the support. If he wants to run for presidency, Babu is not going to run for presidency. Babu is going to run for Nairobi governor.
Sifuna is going to run for presidency?
I suspect so, and he should. And I've told you he should bolt out of ODM very fast. Go and run for presidency. Because I don't see a future for him in ODM. Or even in UDA. If he runs for the presidency, he may just win. I see it. He may just win. But if he's organized. But those Gachagua guys who know how trillions are made. Where?
You are saying that Gachagua stole money from Uhuru and he's struggling with 30 million every month.
I don't know about the 30 million. but I know Uhuru and Gachagua. Gachagua, just the other day, was talking about shares in the government. Then today he has become a nationalist. Talking about good governance in this country. Kenya is a comedy. Kenya is a comedy. You know, sometimes I look at these guys again and I'm just like, hey, we are marooned. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, all round is decombobulation. You're just going to be discombobulated.
We're in a forest.
You're in a forest.
You know when you're in your country, those days when I was growing up,
yes,
we used to hear hyenas a lot. Mm-hmm. What is the sound of a hyena? Hyenas.
They laugh.
They laugh. Mm-hmm. Hyenas laugh. Mm. Yeah, you'd hear the laughter of hyena on the hills. Yeah. And you'll hear the braying of hippos. Hippos do what?
Do they bray? I don't know what they do. But yeah, they're cows, so they bray.
Yeah. Yeah. The brays of cow you know, I think for us as Kenyans, we are having Gachagua is braying on the other side and Ruto is laughing on the other side and Sifuna is braying on the other side.
I think Ruto is really inside him. You can see, okay, if you look at Ruto and if you listen to him speak, and this, I don't want even to speak like I'm a fanatic of Ruto. But let me tell you, if
you always sound like a fanatic of Ruto.
Yeah, I know I always sound like a fanatic of him. But you see him and compared to the last 3 presidents, there's a little bit of difference.
The problem with Ruto is how is he building this infrastructure without any money?
No, there's money.
From where?
It's just showing us a new way of doing stuff. Like, for example, the Talanta Stadium is
a loan.
Well,
45 billion.
I think it's a fund that he raised.
Okay, Mau Summit?
I think it could be a PPP.
It's a PPP.
Yeah, construct, use,
rent and on.
then hand over. I think something like that. Construct, use and hand over and something.
And hand over.
You hand over after you collect your money, just like the one that Uhuru has done in Nairobi, ile katikati ya town. Hiyo ni pesa ya watu wananchi. If I was Ruto, mimi ningesema hiyo expressway wewe fungua.
No, he can't. He's going to have problems with the Chinese government.
Chinese government has no capacity to come here and Barunda. Do you know they can't do nothing, by the way?
Yeah, they can't do nothing, but we owe them a lot.
Yeah, but we can. It's a policy change. We're not saying we can't pay them. And Expressway was not built with Chinese money.
With whose money?
I want you one day to call Wanjigi.
Yeah, you just tell me Wanjigi is not going to come soon. He's in a bunker. He's in a bunker.
He has to come out. He watches us, I know. Because I've heard it from somewhere. They're saying, Amesema. I know, he watches us. Call Wanjigi one day. Wanjigi will tell you. There is this company.
Wanjigi wants to go to podcasts, those small podcasts that are run by young girls. Yeah, he doesn't want to come to a proper podcast and talk to people. I'm sorry. That's what he is. He doesn't want to. And I'm wondering why you can be a presidential candidate and you don't want to come out and talk to people. It's interesting, right? When is the last time that Wanjigi was in a show talking about the politics of this country? It's just the other day that I saw him with a very lame poster, talking about the fist agenda.
Yeah, I've seen somebody has written. CPA Patrick Mori has told me what it is. It's called BOT. It's Build, Operate, and Transfer Model for Roads. That's what they'll do with this Rironi Summit. Build, Operate, Transfer. So as you operate, you collect your money. Thank you, CPA Patrick, for that.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, people looking at what that road, the speed at which they're doing that road. People on the internet, if you just want to take just take a drive. You can even take a drive up to Nakuru.
And just
even before Nakuru, actually.
Yeah, and just for yourself, then you go back to Nairobi.
Yeah,
it's happening.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah, it's supercharged.
And for us, we're not coming from other parts of the country. I mean, we have used this narrow road for a long time. And I don't know, man.
It takes us 6 hours, 7 hours.
It just feels different.
Imagine we left Nairobi at what time? That was 10 or 11? 10, 11.
We didn't leave Nairobi at 10.
No, this part where we were, this Limuru area.
Yeah, we were around there at around 10:30.
Yeah, so 10:30, 11. And we arrived in Kisumu at
around 5:30, thereabout.
5:30, yeah. And if we had the way made from Nairobi to Mau Summit, we could have taken 2 hours maximum. From Limuru to Mau Summit, 2 hours maximum, or 1 hour 30 minutes.
Yeah,
it will reduce the time. I suspect we'll be having 3 hours.
One of the most memorable trips for me is from Barcelona to Madrid.
You're a well-traveled man. You know me, the first I've gone is Rwanda.
Yeah, you sound like you've gone to Rome, but you've not traveled, man.
No, you can travel by two ways. You travel by reading, and also you travel.
Forget about reading and traveling; those are two different things.
No, but me, I travel by reading.
You have to be in Abu Dhabi airport, bro, where the Iranians are raining bombs. You really have to be there to feel it. You know, you have to go and see the. You have to go and see the pigeons. You have to go and see the pigeons. Pigeons in Barcelona.
Oh, where they give them food.
You have to go to Norway and see the fjords.
The what?
The fjords.
What's that?
Oof. It is like between the thighs of a woman. I'm telling you, it is out of this world. It is out of this world. The fjords. It is out of this world.
The fjords.
Yeah. It is somewhere in Norway where it's I don't know whether it's a lake. It looks like a lake. And then it's smoking on both sides.
It's smoking?
Yeah.
What is smoking?
Smoking is the time, you know the way the mountains smoke?
The mountains smoke?
You can see mountains smoke rising on, it's a mist.
Oh, mist. You say, bro,
it's smoke. It's a mist on both sides.
Oh, mist.
Yes, on both sides. And it is beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And then you have to take the road from Wien. Yeah?
Vienna.
Yes, Wien.
Vienna.
Yes.
Yes.
In Austria.
Yes. Oh, Austria.
Yes. And go to the plains of Italy. Those coastal towns of Italy. Or just travel from Cape Town, from the capital city of South Africa is called what?
Cape Town.
No.
Joburg.
No. Joburg. Joburg. You take the road by the ocean all the way to Cape Town. Or you go sleep in East London, then go to Port Elizabeth, and then go to Cape Town. Beautiful.
What were you doing in all these areas?
I travel.
Doing what?
For pleasure.
For pleasure? Hey, Lens, bro. For pleasure.
Yeah, for pleasure.
Like, nigga, you just, sorry. Like, you just packed up money and bought tickets. Yeah, I'm going for pleasure.
Yes. It is not expensive, let me tell you.
Is that so?
Traveling is not expensive.
Yeah,
so for example,
Rwanda was expensive, bro.
No. You don't know how to travel. You need to study the backpackers.
Okay.
When you are poor like you are.
Yes. Admittedly so.
Yes, you travel as a backpacker. Or backpacker mwenye amefanya nini ameomoka.
Right. Backpacker.
It's a backpacker. Yes.
Backpacker who carry.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But you must not do that. So for example, if you travel to Cape Town, to and fro ticket is about 70,000.
Yeah.
Right? So 70,000 you arrive in Joburg. In Joburg, then you get an Airbnb in Joburg for 2 days. Okay, just to relax your feet, like somebody whose feet is bad like me.
Yeah,
you have
suffering from plantar fasciitis.
Yes.
I got it. This time around I knew it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You rest there, and then you go to East London. East London you can take 2 days. It's a beautiful little town. The beautiful thing about the South Africa is that those Boers, while they were killing the South Africans, they were busy making that country.
Boers killing South Africans.
Yes, they were killing South Africans. But in the process of killing South Africans, they were making South Africa into their own image. The engineering of the Dutch is on another level. The roads are straight. The roads have no potholes. Everything is just good.
So let me ask you something. If you say traveling is cheap, how much do you averagely plan with to go to a place like, let's say, Wien and come back?
You see, if
you travel in a circuit.
The last time I traveled to Europe, I went to 7 countries. Yeah.
On one ticket.
On one ticket. Remember, you have the Schengen visa. You drop in one country.
Then
you are like you are in Kenya. You can take whatever. It is cheaper. It is cheaper to go by air in Europe than to go by train.
Let's say from Vienna, from Wien to Germany,
They're the neighbors. They both speak German, but
exactly.
the German in Austria is a bit different.
So they're more sophisticated?
Huh?
Are they more sophisticated?
What do you mean more sophisticated?
Because
German.
Wien looks like a very artistic city. It looks like a luxury city.
Yes, but they wamejipanga. Sawa sawa.
That's what I'm saying. So they're better than Berlin.
Berlin is very ghetto-ish. Yeah, Berlin is very ghetto-ish.
From here to Rwanda, I remember paying 95,000.
No, that's a lot. Cape Town is less.
Cape Town is 30.
No, not 30.
No, 31 way. If I book early, I already
Yeah,
early.
it is cheap. It is cheaper. It is cheaper.
Yeah.
Because going here from here to Turkey.
Turkey.
Hey.
Thought I know English. Guys.
Even my accent is bad, but it's called Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was changed.
Yes.
Erdogan changed his name.
Yeah.
Okay. Turkey.
So from here you can get for $600.
To Turkey, return.
Yes, return. And then
That is cheaper than going to Rwanda.
Yes. But you see,
Weird.
from Barcelona to Paris is $37.
From Barcelona to Paris?
Yes.
$37?
Yes.
But from Kisumu to Nairobi is 9,000 or 14.
Yes. The problem with Africa is that Africa thinks that airline is a luxury. It is not luxury.
Could it be that their cost of energy is cheaper? Because we have to import the
It is the
jet
taxes that all these African countries levy on each other.
All right. Makes sense, by the way. Come to think of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Because in Europe, those taxes are not there. They're kidogo.
Here,
But there is an understanding of if you want to make our continent better, then we have to slash all these bad things.
These taxes. And improve the running of businesses.
For example, you might want to go and see the girls, the women in Kampala.
Women in Kampala?
Yeah.
You love women in Kampala, bro. it must have left a memory.
There was surgery in Kampala.
I've gone.
Are we still on political today?
Yes. It's not like a DWJ now. But let me ask you, what happened to you in Kampala? Anyway.
Kampala, I'm just telling you.
Yes.
But
would you travel to go and see women in Kampala?
No, I would not travel to go see women in Kampala. But I think Kampala is one of the most interesting cities. It is dusty. It is bad.
It is very congested.
Yes, very
There's
congested.
There's a lot of border.
Yeah, so many borders.
They're eating at 5 p.m. in the street. I don't know what the hell is wrong with them, though.
No, but what is happening with Kampala, with the Uganda, generally is that
there's a lot of food.
It is very organic. The people are not suffering.
Yeah.
Hii njaa na ukora ya Kenya iko huko.
Hakuna, that I saw. I think that's why they can't fight.
So if you're going to Kampala, you pay 40,000 air ticket to Entebbe.
To Entebbe?
Yeah.
From JKIA?
Yeah, it's about.
And from Kisumu?
Kisumu, they have just opened the route.
Maybe 18 or something.
Yeah, about 18,000.
Which is still expensive because, I mean, it's just over here.
Extremely expensive. And the funny thing with Kampala is that you have to land in Entebbe.
And then take a 1 hour drive.
A 1 hour drive into Kampala.
And you can find flights.
Because when somebody is telling you you're flying to Kampala, you are not actually flying to Kampala.
Why do you think
you're flying to Entebbe?
Why do you think there's no airport in Kampala, by the way? Why
they should build one around the place where Museveni was killing people in 1989.
Museveni was killing people?
Yeah, Museveni slaughtered a lot of people around Kampala before he took over the presidency in 1986.
He did?
In 1982.
There was a Mindada?
Yeah, no.
Museveni was in 1986?
Yeah, he took over power in 1986, right?
Okay.
Yes. But how did he take the power? He was murdering people around
the military for Nani? For Obote?
The guerrilla army that belonged to Museveni. Yeah, was slaughtering people around that area, that time.
Anyway, they were there.
So there are so many forests there, they can create an airport. You know, Kagame is making a very beautiful airport.
Kagame seemingly knows what to do. I admire him.
Yeah, he's a benevolent dictator.
Yeah, and I love benevolent dictators like him. He's doing something for his country. He doesn't have a big tummy.
Literally.
Sio tumbo kubwa mdomo tamu. No.
Yeah, I think you know, look, the situation in Rwanda for me is just sad. Yeah, Rwanda, every time I think about Rwanda, I was in Rwanda for 1 year. I wrote a book about the genocide of 1994. And the trauma that those people underwent is unbelievable. And for me, I thought that Rwanda would have some sense of freedom today that I don't think they have.
What I sensed when I was there's no much freedom of expression.
No.
But what is talking for if citizens are working? Go talk in your house.
No.
Yeah, people
I don't think humans are set up like that. I think Kenya, they overdo it. Yeah. We actually overdo the talking.
Yeah, that's my point. Like Rwanda, as much as there's no much talking, but things are working. You drive in the streets.
But you see the beauty,
clean, beautiful stuff.
No, but
people look like they're well done.
You cannot
even just a minute. Even if you go to the clubs of Rwanda.
Can I ask you something, my friend?
Yeah.
Which other towns do you know in Rwanda, apart from Kigali?
Well, do I know?
That's my point.
Yeah, me I know Kigali.
Rwanda is not just Kigali. Do you know there is a place called Nyanza?
Nyanza?
Yes.
Nyanza is in Tanzania as well?
No, it is there. Do you know a city called Butare?
City?
Yes. Yeah.
Or a town?
City, yeah. The university, the national university is in Butare. Oh. Have you heard about it?
No. Have you gone there?
Yes.
And is it bad? Is it worse off than Kigali?
It is. There is nothing to write home about it.
Oof. Okay, but at least what I saw was good.
Yeah, Kigali. So I think
if it's an excellent model.
The problem that Rwanda is having is you can't just have one city and claim that you are doing something.
Well, I agree.
You know, he needs to stretch it. He needs to expand Rwanda into other, like Lake Kivu, all those other places. They need to look better.
Anyway, it's fine. Thank you so much. It's been amazing.
Yeah, our pictures today have been really bad.
Yeah, it's how life is.
Yeah, our big pictures have been very bad. People of the internet, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been amazing. Obunga is telling me that he's going to do better next time that we are having this live. We have another camera here that's not working. I don't know for what reason. I think the battery's done or something. We left a HDMI in Nairobi. So thank you very much, people of the internet. Obunga, we are ready to go off, right? Thank you so much. We want to wish you a very good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be having our
big one, nice one,
our stuff together.